All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Doris. Welcome back to Limbus Company. Last time we had our goofy ass April Fools where everybody was a little kid and it was sweet and wholesome. But we are back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. And Gregor is still out of commission. And it looks like we're going back to the House of Spiders. For unknown reason. Hello, Pleasant Lemon. Welcome to the stream. Alrighty then. Let's do this. Let's try. See what happens. With Yo, Dark Raven. Fram Walter is insane. I know, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, I have 2 chances. Watch, I whip. Ah, there we go! Damn, these intro animations are getting more and more crazy. And a random son, freaking greatest Heathcliff that ever lived. Oh my god, should I go for the Kira announcer? Hello, Kajoka. Welcome to the stream. God, what are the odds of announcers again? I feel like that'll be pushing my luck. Hello, the Guy Zero. I do want her, I really do. Oh, thank you. I forget, how do announcers show up on these things anyway? Yeah, I'm not gonna push too hard. I don't have enough to get to 200, honestly. Oh, I think I got it! Woo! It worked!
좋아, 그 전투 테스팅가 뭔가 하는 거 구경이나 해보자. 좀 치고받고 싸우는 거라도 보면 덜 지루하겠지.
Perseverance paid off! Yay! 70 fulls. It worked. Nice. Okay, let's take a look at the... Oh, that was a second Roja? That's hilarious. Alright, let's take a look at the... Bleed team. Poor Bleed team. Poor innocent Bleed. Where did Bleed go? Man. Bleed team. The Blood Fiends have slowly lost Bleed team. Like, would Night Owls be better? Ah, jeez. I think so. Like, my god. Roger, you used to be one of the cores. Jeez. I don't think we're gonna be able to use the space for exactly 1 Blood Fiend, and I would want that to be Dawn. All right. Oh yeah, wait. No, I always forget I have these things. Hold on. Well, first, let me give her levels. I always forget I have these things. Yeah, not everyone is a release player. There we go. I may as well use them. It's not like there's any better time to use them. Alright, let's see. This is still my fucking background here because I don't play on PC usually, except for streams. Finicky student. Okay, so that's not her.
Are you sure that's the docent's artwork? Hold on. Why doesn't it have any fur? Where are the claws?
There's no way the docent would skip using a wolf as the motif for a piece. Maybe you didn't examine it thoroughly enough.
I did. Right there, see? There's an autograph on this side. That's Miss Rodion's, all right.
Anyone who joins the school of Valvism carries a beast or two tucked away within their heart. Some cuddle up to a cat, others leash a dog, or a goat even. Tied real close to the core of who they really are. Well, it doesn't mean they can actually handle it. But hey, everyone's got at least one they draw from their inspiration. Oh wait, Roger is actually narrating. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. And in my case, it's a wolf.
A whale, though.
Oh, well, though, that's rather unexpected. Do you think she decided to switch styles?
That can't be right. How many artists do you know who survived those reinventions?
Damn, a whale? Holy shit. Wow. Sure, changing the beast they're going to stick with is a hot topic in the school of Valvism. But I say that's the kind of nonsense idiots with no eye for beauty, like Dushuan. Anyone with a half-decent eye would have cloaked it already. I'm still running with a wolf. Running with a wolf. Yep, still there nestled in my heart and my work. Hasn't gone anywhere. And this cat right here. Go.
Hear them?
Hello? Didn't I tell you to keep it down during viewing hours? The wolves only have ears around here. Don't let that little bird going around telling people stuff here, yeah? If you know what I mean. She really is so beautiful here. The, wait, little bird. Are they talking about Punishing Bird?
Well, students are making a valid point.
Oh, wait. Isn't the other docent, Merceau? Oh, wait, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Chasing trends, flipping identities on a whim. It's an ugly sight, to be frank.
I know. It does kind of look like you're not committing to your inspiration. Folks get satisfied with a shadowed, sallow little itch, scratch, and then they call it a day. Not my thing at all. Yes. Not a lot of people pull that off and make it work, right? Besides the maestro, anyway. Yeah, okay. Well, fellow docent, yeah, but it would have the profile and the color here if it were Merceau. I wonder if we're gonna fight the maestro.
Well, the maestro is an outlier who has exceptional understanding and affection for every beast.
Oh, no, it's...
She returns from the excursion with a new fixation, and yet it seems to deepen the profundity of her work all the more.
I wonder what a docent is exactly.
That's true. And looks like she's back from a little excursion to the outskirts this time.
Yeah, Maestro followed me the rerun. Yeah. Oh, is it a spoiler to know what a docent is?
In any case, it will be prudent to address the students' concerns. They might just walk away with the wrong impression otherwise. I'll be walking them through the interpretation of that piece.
Still on the fence, honestly. I was kind of hoping that one of them would connect the dots without me having to draw the lines for them, you know.
Oh, docent is the big brother equivalent of the ring. I see. Thanks. I see. So it's below, like, great brother. I see. Yeah. I see. So basically, docent is what the level of our sinners is currently at. I see. Or closer to it than a maestro would be.
They always say what matters is the only things your eyes can see. But if everything has to be so conspicuous, where's the fun in that? I guess even a single layer of interpretations are ready to settle for the student's artistic perception. Fangs stuck into the whale hide, sinews stretched tight to keep it unrolled, all of them pulling together like a pack on the hunt. And that ferocious medium, taken from wolves, makes the real hidden artwork.
Yeah, no, maestros are seriously at the top.
If they just look a little closer at the seams, they'd be blown away by the intent of the maker. I know it feels like a waste of educational material to spell it out, but perhaps you could give them some guidance, a proper lecture to toss them a bit of inspiration. The students' grades lately, let's just say they've seen better days. They probably haven't been exposed to the more recent iteration of artworks.
Not exactly a promising batch, huh?
Well, there's that one over there, and maybe the other one too.
That one? Nah. Seeing his artwork is like staring at something that's been declawed before it even learned to scratch. No creativity, no curveballs, just straight lines and monotony.
Still, his grasp on the theory is flawless. Oh, but I do understand why he doesn't stand out in your eyes, Roger. You've always been exceptional at encapsulating ferity in artworks since your student days. Your old piece, Hunger, Thirst, it's still being exhibited, you know. One of the few student artworks deemed worthy of a pedestal of its own.
Ooh, you gotta be kidding me. That thing's still up.
Hello, Gal. Welcome to the stream.
Hunger, thirst. Subpar junk I slapped together with whatever rotten scraps of meat and hide I could get my hands on. Back when I was freezing my bones off, hungry as a wolf. Wasn't about chasing art. Just needed something to catch the thing's eye. Figured if I got noticed, I wouldn't have to go to sleep hungry. Didn't know a damn thing about fundamentals back then. And yet, people couldn't take their eyes off it. What was the critique again? Apparently it laid bare the hunger of a beast and the brutality that stems from it. Uh-huh.
Thought you'd be more flattered.
Oh, surely I'm not a huge fan. It's mine, yes, but it's just grabby. Not that I don't get why people are reacting like that. I mean, I couldn't recreate if I tried. Not in a million years.
Damn. Not the worst ending for Roger, I guess. We've seen way worse mirror worlds for her.
Fair enough. Then let's leave it at that, shall we?
I got some money in my pocket now. Can actually splurge on whatever materials caught my eye without a second thought. I get to put together some solid pieces and even go out on hunts. But back when I created that piece, this kind of life wasn't even on the table. Yes. Now I understand what they mean by ferity when they talk about that artwork of mine. Still, I would never want to go back to those days just to encapsulate that kind of ferity. Alright. Guess I'll schedule a lecture session tomorrow.
Busy today?
Mm-hmm. Got some business at the House of Spiders.
So the rumors of its collapse were true after all.
Alright, so this is still in continuity with that one. Oh wait, no it's not, it can't be. Because Roger is Valencia in that one. Mirror worlds can be quite confusing.
Lord, is there anything there worth picking up? The last person who went said it remained much the same. Just corporate wars cluttering the place.
Hello Hoshi, welcome to the stream.
There's got to be something waiting there if the maestro's sending me out for anything that needs collecting, right? Who knows? Maybe it's finally come together. The long-held wish the House of Spiders have been weaving for ages. Yes, I talked big game, but figures. Nothing I didn't expect to see. You can't ride the same success forever just because it used to pay off. You've got to be willing to cut it loose when it starts going stale. People got bored fast these days. If your piece can't be branded with the words groundbreaking, viewers will just walk right past it. I mean, just look at this place. The gallery must have been lacking visitors enough for some strays to just walk in and build themselves a cozy little nest right in the open. I can see every bit of ya. No point playing coy behind that pillar. Come on, get out here before things get awkward.
Wayfarer door breach team. What does that mean? Are they like backrooms explorers?
I've been hearing about this. More and more uninvited guests wandering the corridors without a guide, without a sense of occasion. So what is it between us? Have we met before? Or is this our first meeting? Hard to tell with those tasteless masks you're wearing. Your outfits are a bit different from the last ones I saw. That logo though? In the, same crowd. So many artworks crammed in here you couldn't even begin to count them all. Yet somehow the whole space feels hollow. Worried that corporate maestro hasn't had a real spark in decades. Lost his edge and faded like a candle that burned out. And it really shows walking through here. It's all the same stuff everywhere I look. Same patterns, same ideas. Things I swear I've seen somewhere before. No wonder people say the skull of corporism is way past its prime. Normally, trespassers in the corridor get torn apart on sight without any questions asked. But hey, maybe you're the last audience the House of Spiders Gallery is ever going to get. Feels like a waste not to give you even a simple tour, right? Even a dump like this deserves a final hurrah before it disappears. There's plenty of detail and intent here to talk about. Not like it's hard to play curator either.
This is Strawberry Team 5. We've encountered the ring. Requesting confirmation of any viable escape routes.
This one. See how the arteries and veins are stitched together? Each thread woven one stem at a time. It's a duet of blood vessels. The artist went out of his way to almost completely drain the blood, meaning instead of color, it's all about the elasticity and tension in the vessels. Now this kind of art you wouldn't even try if you're not confident with delicate improvisation. I won't lie, this is one of those techniques where I just fall flat. If some student brought this in, I'd be like, darling, you got some serious talent, and mentor them myself. But from a maestro? Kind of underwhelming, don't you think?
Enemy is big on commentary on human-based artwork within the corridor. Luckily a docent of the ring then. How should we proceed?
Oh, and this one here preserves the dying scream. See this part? Press that. Hear that shriek? This whole setup with an emphasis on the scream sound. How should I put this? It feels kind of dated. 4 iterations like these, they trend today something with a more refined style, a little touch to soften a scream into a melody. Or instead of screams, they've been something that gives you a glimpse of the last bit of hope of making it out alive. For all the detail put into this, it's so old-fashioned. Still, you think this would be a bit much for people who've never done art their whole lives. But hey, you're all holding up surprisingly well. Kind of suspicious, honestly. You've probably been zipping all over the place in these corridors, seen a few of the ring's exhibits. Or you've run into the afflatus that exists between the corridors.
What the fuck is that?
Could be both.
Could take a recording but the commentary and physical characteristics of the enemy. The logical conclusion regarding the identity of that subject points toward it being the ring's docent. However, the subject may also be a culmination of an unknown phenomenon, or a lost mimicking human form.
What the fuck is that? God damn it. Oh, we're gonna get so much friggin' backrooms lore, seriously, in this event. I'm hyped. Hello, Humanitarian Aldrich, welcome to the stream.
In which case...
Alright, moving on to the next piece. Excuse me, are you guys even listening? I mean, sure, points for taking notes and all, but art isn't something you memorize from a note. You're supposed to really feel it. Take it in with your whole body.
So just stop the commentary. Device has been set up. Shall we withdraw, sir? Let's do that. Fall back for now.
See? This is why quality matters when it comes to the viewers. I'm out here narrating, taking the time to walk them through all this. And they're not even pretending to listen. They're just tapping away on some weird gadgets. And now they're running off without leaving any proper comment on their impression. Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have it your way. And so, I grabbed that bright red line made of braided blood vessels and tendons. And just yank it tight in one go. Claws snap into place, clattering at a sharp little rhythm. And along those taut strings, the bones of beasts lined up all neat and pretty. There's unique structural beauty when it all falls into place.
All units disperse and relocate via designated routes. Avoid engagement and move to adjacent corridors. Ah! No, she's too fast. Ah!
Flattened and crushed, torn and ripped apart. The uninvited guests are sprayed and slashed across the snow-white walls, leaving crude streaks of red lines. It's a form of art too intense and overwhelming for the undeserving. But once you've breathed in this sight, there's no helping it. Let it take a scar into your sensibilities for life.
So much lore! I still have my candy pack. Alright. Let's just see. How's Bleed Team looking? Sinclair and Aldous really need new Bleed IDs. Seriously. Oh my god. You know what? Fuck it. I have the XP to spare. That was annoying me. Okay. Oh, I gotta put Ring Aldous in there? God damn it. Oh well. You're right. Yeah, for the... Oh, fuck berries. The only bad ring unit, I suppose. Yeah, Aldous and Sinclair definitely need new Bleed IDs. Like, seriously.
아침의 고요엔 익숙해지지 마시길 바랍니다.
Alright, let's get started. Funeral. A funeral for the... For who, I wonder? There's plenty of people who it could be. Ah, yes, of course, for Martin. A funeral was held for Martin and the LCE researchers today. That's exactly what I thought it would be, the guy. That's exactly what I thought it would be, a part 4 to Contra 9. I thought I'd seen more than my fair share of deaths throughout my journey with the sinners. But never before had I witnessed this many people gather in one place to mourn the deceased together. The unfamiliarity made me feel a bit out of place.
Am I doing this right?
Most of the sinners seem to be feeling that similar sense of being out of their element as well. Some of them were asking Marceau, apparently the most knowledgeable of them all when it came to funeral process and etiquette, all manner of questions for pointers. Huh. We're slowly getting more Marceau stuff.
Expressing respect is the primary purpose. Hand placement and gesture are unimportant if that objective can be accomplished.
Hey, where do I put this?
Beneath the third pillar to the right.
Can't any of you quit shattering for 1 second? Have you all forgotten the instruction to carry yourself with solemn propriety that benefits the occasion? Cut me some slack. I haven't been to funerals all that much.
I mean, I did tell you to read the frickin' manual. Nobody reads the manuals except me in this whole frickin' company. I even underlined all the important parts for you.
Sorry, Ishi. The wall of text was just too much for me. My focus started fizzling out from page 30 onwards. Hadn't every sinner here attended a funeral before? Back when we first set foot in that grim manor in T-Corp?
That was because of the funeral held in young Heathcliff Manor, does that not? The one bereft of the dead?
Bereft of the dead? I mean, someone had to have died, because there wouldn't have been a property dispute big enough to involve the Ufi Association's notarization otherwise, but... I said this time and time again, but it was just an intentional anonymity to prevent family strife.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's right, they don't remember. Oh, well, that's how that's how their memory is taking it. That's right.
Intentional anonymity? Is it?
If the situation was indeed as thou sayest, then there was no helping it, forsooth. And 'tis a pity that the dead wasn't named as at their own funeral.
The name of the deceased was...
It was Catherine's funeral. She was very dear to Heathcliff.
I've thoroughly reviewed the past 5 years' worth of local newspapers pertaining to the matter. Yet no such name relevant to the case was identified. Manager.
Oh, wow, I love that we're getting more of this now. That's cool.
It's fine, Clockhead. At least you remember. That's good enough, ain't it?
It had to be the Golden Bow's influence. Somewhere along the way, everyone's memories of the event at Wuthering Heights had become warped. The sinner seemed to think that the Golden Bow had always been there in that manner, and that Nellie was coaxed into stealing it by Herman. Linton, in their minds, was now a grieving brother who had been conducting research for his dead sister's sake. Nobody questioned it. Not Don Quixote, not Faust. Every single sinner believed the twisted version of the memory as if it was a proven fact.
Damn.
Heathcliff and I gave up trying to correct them. Instead, we just check in on each other's memories every now and then. Because if there's something that he and I realized, it was that anything tied to Catherine had already been painted over. Every detail gilded and glossed over with the glow of the bow.
The point is, how should I put this? The circumstances of the funeral didn't exactly leave us much room to properly express our condolences back then. Between Heathcliff running on a rampage and that Henley guy bent on interfering with the execution of the will, I assumed that sort of impediment was pretty common stuff for funerals, but apparently not, huh? No, well, I think it's actually rare to see a place that follows proper funeral procedures. I traveled around quite a bit myself, but I can't confidently say that I've ever been to a legitimate funeral. The ones at Wuthering Heights was one of the more proper funerals, if only for pretending to have a process. They at least prepared a coffin and even had a formal reading of the will.
It seems funerals are far from being an everyday custom in the city.
Funerals are considered a rather extravagant practice here as well. Corporations are not eager to grant time off just because an irrelevant someone has died, and the price of real estate seldom makes it viable to buy land and erect memorial houses on it.
Then, what other options do people usually have? We used to just leave them where they died. And after one night's sleep, the bodies were gone just like that.
Better than paying loads of money to bury him somewhere just to have them stir up a load of daft rumors, eh?
Rumors?
You know, rumors about there being valuables buried with the bodies, or an arm being some fancy prosthesis, all that rot. Better let the dead go in peace than to bury him in a grave just for some sorts to let it desecrate it.
In Hong-Yuan, people tend to set up graves if they have enough room to spare. Of course, there wasn't a guarantee they would lose the burial room by the next restructuring day. Hohenheim scoffed and hung his head.
Odious foolishness, all of it. Comforting the soul of the departed, another mendacity. All those funds so carelessly squandered, all for the purpose of furnishing the living with a fragile excuse to cling on.
Are those words from his heart, or just something said to convince himself? Whichever was the truth, I couldn't see the look on his face, with his head tucked so low. The funeral didn't last long. It was just a brief moment of silence, followed by a few quick goodbyes that were shorter still. The ceremony came to a close once Alyssa, who was still in recovery, came to pay her final respects. The flames devoured the coffins of Martin and the other researchers, announcing the end of their existence with the crackle of firewood. So, I suppose you'll be leaving now? Oh. We're staying until Gregor's stable enough to travel.
Dante says we'll remain here until Gregor's condition settles.
Gregor came to his senses again a few days after his unforeseen metamorphosis in the battle against the Thumb Nurse Father. He was given a checkup, and Hohenheim said there's no cause for concern. Physically, that is. The psychological assessment turned up disastrous, to say the least. Gregor was declared unfit for combat deployment for the time being. So you won't be leaving just yet. Good to know. Then I assume you'll be okay with us borrowing Sinclair for a while. Ah, we're gonna test Sinclair, eh? Hello, Hollow, welcome to the stream. Huh?
Me?
Yes, you. The LCE wants to look into the sign manifested Sinclair. The higher-ups didn't waste a second greenlighting the project, which means what I'm telling you is more of a notice of investigation than a request for permission.
Huh? What investigation? What do you...
Wait, does he even know what happened?
Huh? Faust was saying I was like cool for a second. I was all badass and like, It's just a rather rudimentary instance of human experimentation. Calm yourself.
Human experimentation? Did you really have to put it like that, boss? Not to worry, Sinclair. That's why we're doing your skin and maybe some talk therapy.
That's all there is to it. Of course, if we had your consent, the avenues of research could be vastly...
No! I'm not giving you my consent! For your reference, the other departments have also submitted some quite enthusiastic requests for research and observational purposes.
Oh, you have no idea. We had to go get Boss to fend off the LCA's Mirror World Observatorium department and their hissy fits. They wanted to be the first ones to get their hands on you and spearhead the research, you see.
Oh wow, that's a new thing. Mirror World Observatory, so they're actively scouring the mirror worlds for information. Which makes sense.
And had we allowed them, we'd have kept you for a good few months before letting you go. So the least you could do to thank us is be a good boy and cooperate. Ah, just in time. Our researchers are here.
Alyssa waved at the researchers who were filling out of the funeral hall after paying their respects. It wasn't long before Sinclair found himself surrounded on all sides.
Wait, I'm perfectly capable of walking there on my own, so just don't run any painful tests on me!
Of course, of course. Hello, Sancho. Welcome to the stream. Stay strong, Sinclair.
All I could do was to offer an unspoken encouragement to Sinclair, who sounded ready to collapse into full-blown panic at any minute.
What about you? You not going with them?
Oh, it's back to the long-term recovery ward for me. I always thought scientific research was the one thing that flamed my passion, but with the recent events having introduced me to the merits of paid sick leave, I realized that time off beats research projects in my book. Marginally.
Damn. Wow. I'm glad she gets it. She's getting some kind of a vacation.
Enjoy it while it lasts. I highly suspect that every request for PTO submitted by our department will be rejected for the rest of the year.
Well, it's true that your average corporation doesn't give more than a week off a year.
Damn. Jeez Louise. As soon as Alyssa trudged off with the dragging steps, the researcher seized Sinclair and carried to reel him away.
Alright, we should get going too.
Oh,
Do you all have somewhere else to be?
Well, I thought I'd go visit Gregor. I'm worried about him. Got something I said I'd help with. Gotta be there for it.
I'm going with Sinclair to get some rest. Also to keep an eye on the researchers and stop them if they try anything fishy with the experiments. Let me know later if you need anything, Dante.
Sinners fanned out in different directions. They seem to have their own errands to run during our stay at the LCE. Everyone's busy with their own thing. The only ones keeping me company now are Ryoshu, who've been filling the air around thick with cigarette smoke, and Don Quixote, who is sniffing and asking around every corner for Vespa in a valiant quest for the new color fix's whereabouts. Faust was still here too, staring blankly into the air. Is she accessing the Gesellschaft?
You seem to have time to spare, manager.
As I stood there, wondering what I should do next to pass the time, Hohenheim, who had apparently finished tackling and signing the stack of papers, walked over to me.
This makes things rather convenient. There is something I had intended to discuss with you in Ryoshu, a matter that requires your assistance.
Here we go. What kind of assistance? WKOA, says CH. Wait a minute. Did Ryoshu just step in as my interpreter? It's not that I don't appreciate her gesture, especially since she usually snap at me and tell me to find someone else to interpret whenever the issue came up. But I can't help but doubt whether her choice method of interpretation actually accomplishes anything.
There is, I must admit, a certain novelty in witnessing the reconstitution of that which requires interpretation into yet another linguistic form equally demanding of it.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's like translating from Spanish to Dutch. Yeah. To an English speaker. I've heard Dutch and Finnish are the languages that are most similar to English, and it's quite interesting as an English speaker to hear those languages, because you can almost kind of tell what they're actually saying. It's pretty cool.
It would seem we are in need of more manpower.
Scratching his head, Hohenheim looked around for a moment before coming to a sudden pause, as an idea had crossed his mind. At the end of his gaze was a certain someone who was busy badgering LCCA employees with a relentless questioning. Hello, Conway. Welcome to the stream. Who else, pray, might know where he is, as if thou knowest not? Now listen closely. The one I seek is a pair of hair fashioned in the likeness of a ball.
You there. Why don't you join us too?
Huh? Dost thou speak of me? The LCCA personnel, who were cornered by Don Quixote in a rather forceful interrogation regarding Vespa's whereabouts, took the opportunity and fled the scene without so much of a backward glance the moment their captor turned her head to answer Hohenheim.
Indeed, there is a task that requires your assistance.
But I have yet more words to train with the most noble yellow harpoon!
You seek to emulate the virtue of chivalry. Does that entail turning down the earnest plea of those in need? For the sake of clarity and distinction, it would be prudent to assign you a different identifier from that of my assistant. You are to be number 2. That is, assistant number 2.
I have not yet concluded mine exchange with the yellow harpoon, but no true knight would abandon those who call for aid. Pray speak thy quest. How may I be of service to thee?
Delegating the interpretation of the manager's speech to sinner number 4 has proven to be counterproductive. As such, your task will be to report to me what the manager says.
Oh, that is indeed a simple task. However, this WKOA eludeth mine understanding as well. Prithee, allow me but a little time to uncover its mystery.
Relay the manager's words, not Ryoshu's.
They are asking you what kind of assistance you need.
The request for interpretation was not directed to you, but I cannot deny that your meddling in the present circumstance is a welcome one.
It was simply the irrationality and inefficiency of your suboptimal staffing, choice, and workflow that have become sufficiently unbearable. Faust hopes this was not some guileful scheme disguised. Ah, that word is gonna be always hard for her. God damn. Devised to relic Faust's cooperation.
In any case, manager, this request of mine concerns an investigation into the back doors located in the House of Spiders. I deem that the two of you should be the ones most familiar with the structure and layout of the house. After all, you were the one monitoring the entirety of the five-pronged assault operation, and Sinner Number 4's familiarity does not bear repeating.
Did we go to the House of Spiders right away? Ain't your SRA.
You have assisted enough. Perhaps you could help, Faust.
Sure.
Although
Although not word for word, Faust relayed my intention to Hohenheim, who responded by shaking his head.
not immediately, no. There is one more member you should bring along.
Kira! One more member? Seeing me tilting my head, Hohenheim pushed up his glasses.
The apprentice who was captured alive in the House of Spiders. Kira. She has regained consciousness.
Let's go! Woo! I can't wait to see her! The place Hohenheim led us to looked less like a recovery ward and more like an interrogation chamber. Though every single medical equipment installed around seemed to be state of the art. Well, this place looks well equipped. Probably a direct order from upper management. Although technologies to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of her lower body in the reconstruction process, while keeping the cost reasonable. Reasonable, huh? Do I want to ask how expensive the other options are if this counts as reasonable? A windowless room thick with the sharp scent of medicine and chemicals. Kira was sitting on the bed at the center of the room, kicking her feet as she regarded us. For someone recovering from bisection, damn! You can even see the scar. Oh my god. Oh, and I think her middle tattoos are scratched out. Oh my god. Just like Queequeg. For someone recovering from bisection, she didn't look much different from how she'd appeared when I seen her through the Sinner's shared vision. Oh, that was the chains? Oh, okay, I see. She was captured alive for the extraction of information, yes? How far along is the progress of the extraction?
Ah, it hasn't yet begun, actually. We're waiting until the lines of information that warrant questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders.
Then what you even doing here?
There is work to be done contingent upon information attainable only from a recent inhabitant of the House of Spiders. And following a discussion with the upper management, I have decided to put you to use as the company had originally intended.
No TV, no comic books. Just a super prickly glare on a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something to pass the time. And now you suddenly need my help, huh? Give me one reason I should cooperate because they saved your life. Oh no, I didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's biting tone. He merely gave her a nod with a steely and imperturbable expression.
I didn't ask for your help. Put you to use, I believe, is what I said.
What?
Your survival is not incidental. It is a result of a calculation. The company anticipates a potential profit by keeping you alive. Expected gain, as the term goes. Without such a forecast on the company's part, you would have already been disposed of. The upper management consists of people who would be disinclined to tolerate the daily maintenance and depreciation costs of this room, even at half their current numbers.
Hello, Antares, welcome to the stream.
Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth, or shall we say lack thereof, in its projected income statement. Well, suffice to say that such a reassessment would skew heavily against your favor. The outcome would be a recommendation for immediate disposal.
Hohenheim always had a way with words that could prickle and sting. But with Kira, it almost felt as if he traded the usual thorn off for a sharper knife, intent on twisting it right where it hurt. I'm dead meat as soon as my usefulness runs out anyway. It's not like you're gonna let me live. Not after I killed a bazillion of your guys.
Ah, so you anticipated some form of a corporate-level retaliatory response against your person. That is indeed a curious line of reasoning. And I must tell you that unlike your typical backstreet syndicates such as the Middle, corporate entities of the city tend to avoid choices that may incur losses.
The value of the information that could be extracted from an apprentice of the Middle, and the combat prowess honed under the tutelage of a great brother of the Middle. These two considerations are likely what increase your value in the eyes of the company. Huh! You got zero self-respect, huh?
You should consider yourself fortunate.
Huh? How can you on about?
Other companies would not solicit your cooperation by means of a verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open your cranium, harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through intermediary steps such as this. Even without resorting to such methods, the range of available means to compel the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestions, electrical shocks and stimulations, and of course, procedures utilizing distortions and abnormalities. That being said, the LC department prefers to distance itself from such uncivilized approaches that may entail complications and after effects. I do hope that we share a similar predilection.
He is being really, yeah. Wow, he is holding back a lot. You're so freaking annoying, you know that, mister?
The feeling is entirely mutual.
Leaving the biting chill of his threats to sink in, Hohenheim turned towards the exit.
Give her some push and bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. No, disregard that. That too was a rather foolish thing to say. I will defer this matter to you, manager. Work of this sort likely falls more within your capabilities than my own.
And with that, Hohenheim stepped out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. His reaction was understandable. The LC had only just finished laying its dead researchers to rest. Kira was probably the last person anyone would want to face right now, much less speak to. What should I even say to persuade her? I was still caught in thought when someone quite unexpectedly made her way to Kira. Yoshihide. You. Heard you got stabbed in the back by Matthias. That's not true. Oh God, no. Oh God, she's in denial. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow until he cut through me too. That's why he did exactly that. To aim for the enemy's head. Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice ain't a thing in a family. Family. Coming from him, a middle mutt thrown out of his kennel. Doesn't it sound ridiculous even to you? That's... thrown out. The fucker Matthias was a GB only by technicality. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me, being his brat. Not surprising since it's the ST for the bowl cut too. Same tastes? Oh, young Ryoshi, could it be that thou also dost harbor a passionate zeal for fix? I quickly clapped a hand over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation. So what exactly is your point? The point is that you're taking too long. If you can't decide whether you want to live or die, I can shorten the hesitation. CQ or I'll sink right this instant. What does that mean? Cooperate oh wow, she's translating herself. Cooperate quietly, or I'll snap your neck completely right this instant. Sink isn't such a bad way to go, if you're keen on taking that loyalty axe straight to the grave. It's so crappy. Whatever, get it, okay? I'll talk if that's what you want so badly. That actually worked? Pictures who go out in a blaze of glory aren't actually the strong ones. It's the ones who survive. The ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger. Anyway, Yoshihide, what's up with you talking in weird-ass abbreviations? Like sink. That's so random. Who even says that? Skibbity Rizzler. Yoshi didn't bother to reply and simply chewed on the mouth end of her cigarette. But is this really the right call? To her, we're probably people she needs to settle the score with. As if. Half her tattoos are gone, Clock. They even confiscated her book. You think the mental sorry excuse for loyalty means So much for this stray that she'd bite us. Besides, no, better hear from her and from her instead. Hey, tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket.
That's 'cause... Well, 'cause Papa was weaker than y'all.
Yeah, you're the jerk's brat, all right. Kira pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't argue back. When we called Hohenheim, he'd been waiting outside back in.
I assume the prisoner was successfully persuaded. Come. You'll find your weapon on the table. You may use it in the event of an emergency.
What the hell? You can't even unsheath it!
Ah, you won't be able to use it without authorization. The code has been slightly adjusted. Now then, let us head to the House of Spiders at once. The back door is up and waiting for us.
We made our way to the House of Spiders, with Kira trailing behind us, looking like she was smelling something particularly fishy on us. Wayfarer. Oh, we're going to learn about Wayfarer. Okay, so we do get to deploy everybody at least. All right, let's reset this.
전시 준비는
이 떨림.
소재가 준비됐어?
내 작품 또 보고 싶었나 봐.
소재가 준비됐어? 문을 열 시간인가?
책임은 모두 내가 진다. 시선.
May as well put Ryoshi here. All right, let's. Oh yeah, back up.
나를 점 찍었다면,
드디어
내가
말뚝
나를 점 찍었다면 격에 맞는 조언도
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
Only a few days had passed since our last visit, but the place looked markedly different from what we all remembered. The sight of the hollow, frigid atmosphere and the endless stretch of the corridors hadn't changed. But Callisto's so-called artworks were now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were affixed all around the back doors.
Who might those people thither be?
W. Oh yeah, Wayfarer. This is the new W Corp, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna actually learn about them. Oh, that's right. They're gonna replace the W Corp. Looks like some shady bastards moved in already. Our guarded reaction prompted Hohenheim to step forward and gesture to one of the oddly dressed figures.
It seems introductions are in order for both sides. This is Team Leader Alan from Wayfarer Company, who will be working with us on the investigation into the house's back doors.
Wayfarer Company. A corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for providing portal technology. It has, on prior occasion, been referred to as the new or aspirant W Corp, though the name is an unofficial one. Let's see.
Employees have also taken to calling you the new Elk Cook. Something we have in common, given that we're both chasing after the same horizon.
I remember. That company vying to take W Corp's place, right? Although they have a bit of a different task. L Corp died a while ago, while W Corp is still going, even though they're pretty bloodied. The same horizon. He's probably talking about getting recognized as a wing. After all, the old L Corp had already fallen. Well, W Corp, from what I've heard, is free-falling at this point.
And these are the manager and sinners of the LCB department, our field operations unit, frequently deployed to deal with on-site matters firsthand. They have more personnel, but the rest are tied up with other duties elsewhere. Only a handful will be joining us this investigation effort. I understand. Field operations units are always understaffed anyway. Support you provide is more than sufficient.
Oh, okay, wrong voice. Alan gave an understanding nod. Well, he looks very nice. I hope he doesn't die. The man slipped off his bulky helmet before extending his hand in greeting.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's Alan, leader of Door Breach Team 4.
Likewise. Before Faust could even relay my reciprocal greeting, words spilled out of Alan's mouth in a strangely uneven rhythm. As if my ticking didn't bother him at all. Like he was sticking to a script he had rehearsed.
I've heard great things about you, Manager Dante of Limbus Company, and the bus team's performance. You capitalized on suppression of distortions at T-Corp as leverage to push your products. And the profits were nothing short of staggering, I heard.
Oh wow, we sold a lot to T-Corp, eh? Damn. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be distortion resolving specialists to the public, but what's that product part about? The manager says it was merely a matter of luck. They also look forward to working with you on this task.
Oh, are you the interpreter? In that case, I'll be sure to consult the manager, only when both of you are available.
Sure. Faust didn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyway. She quietly came to my side and answered my earlier question, while Alan carried on with Hohenheim. He is referring to the Monolith sales project. The credit was attributed to the LCB, at the express request of Mr. Hubert, T-Corp's executive director. Oh, so that's how the rumors spread, huh?
We've reviewed the agreements. Now I understand you'll be assisting in verifying what lies beyond the back doors. I'd appreciate it if you could share any prior knowledge you have about where these back doors connect. As detailed as you can make them, if you don't mind.
Hohenheim fixed Kira with a pointed look. Though Kira responded by defiantly cocking her head in a show of irritation, she still gave up a sliver of information that she had.
Honestly, I get pretty much nothing if it's about Robo-Unk in his room. I mean, I've seen him being ahead of that door and the other one over there when she was popping out to farm stuff, but...
Farm?
Oh, it's a gathering material.
I see. What kind of material?
Human guts and all that. She couldn't backhaul in piles of him. So they're probably connected to some back streets area.
The back streets. Any more details?
Can you stop prying? You're low-key pissing me off. What? That's literally all I've got, for real.
For a moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. Even before I could register what had happened, Kira's head jerked to the side from a sudden punch by Alan. Oh, damn.
Kira!
Oh, wow, so he's pretty strong. I thought Kira was nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack easily, but this one seemed to have caught her completely off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard. It was the motion of the punch itself that somehow felt off. The first fist being raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact. The chain of actions was there, but it just didn't look normal.
Did you just hit me? What the hell's wrong with...
As Kira reeled from the unexpected strike, Don Quixote spoke up in a cold, sharp tone.
Thou, what manner of discourse is this?
Ah. With all that whining, I thought the brat could use a lesson to remind her of her place. I had no intention of damaging your company asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be inappropriate in this case.
Damn.
Team leader on. That sort of conduct may not be an issue in your organization, but it is here. Should it happen again,
Ah, look at Hohenheim. Ah!
do understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay. My apologies. I'll keep that in mind going forward.
Alan stood down without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied with how Hohenheim handled the situation.
He could just suck me in the face and walk up scot-free! So freaking annoying.
Fortunately enough, her grumbling didn't escalate into her lashing out at Alan. That punch just now, though. What was that? Damn, so they fight really weirdly, huh? Are they fucking soft and wet here? Oh god, that sounds really horrible if you don't know what I'm referencing. It's a JoJo thing. It exhibited a behavior that defied the standard laws of physics. Yeah. Presumably a form of technology utilized by Wayfarer Company.
Let us resume the task at hand. Senorioshi, give Manager Allen whatever information you have.
That door should lead to one of the ring-protected turfs. The other two on the left, I remember they were marked with an X painted with blood. But IHNI where they actually lead. It's all blurry.
It seems that's all the information we can provide. Will that suffice? We now know that the door is likely connected to a perceivable area.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's already a big improvement in terms of intel for Wayfarer Company's backdoor mapping progress.
They're gonna try. Oh, that's such a cool thing. They're trying to make a map of the back rooms. Good luck with that. My God. Good luck with that. I don't know how you'd even begin such a task.
Which means there's less chance of us encountering a space beyond human perception past those doors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Gal. Yeah, that's what Soft and Wet essentially does in JoJo. It's a stand. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright then. I'll proceed with connection verification. Which door shall we test first? We'll start with the one Senator Ryoshu mentioned.
You don't trust me at all. Why even bring me along?
Ignoring Kira's jab, Ellen began setting up various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us.
Shall we?
Art thou joining us as well, young Hohenheim?
Just this once. There are procedures for handing over field operations.
Okay, let's see what's in there. Oh, this is the Fauvist area, for sure. Oh wow, this actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, this is way better than the corporism. They're making like monsters and shit. Yeah, the gallery just looks a lot better. What the? Is this some kind of wildlife exhibit? The moment we stepped in, the lights hit us all at once, drawing squints and frowns from the sinners. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I could make out a room filled with statues or perhaps taxidermied animals. It felt like a gallery of sorts, but it was so quiet that the air itself seemed to carry a strange, somber weight. Hello, Syntax, welcome to the stream. After a moment, someone shattered the silence, but it wasn't Don Quixote, our usual suspect.
Holy shit! This skill is just insane! That's the whale for me to see Citation Great Lake special issue!
Wait, is this fan art? 3D fan art? Kira, who'd been seen beaten down all along, exclaimed with a bit more energy in her voice.
Man, seeing it in real life, sure it's different. And the Indigo Elder solo one-shots these monsters with that harpoon of his head.
We met the Indigo Elder. It's a Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like the one we encountered, though. I assume it's a model of it, because it's a lot smaller. Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singularity modified, outskirts born. They look almost alive. They're not, right? No, they're
Not duh. The rubber one did say the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. Man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Everything here is dead. Still looks crazy sick though. The vibe really hits.
Even though she was trying to play it cool, Kira kept sneaking glances at the massive horn display off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. I mean, a model made with parts of other things. That said, I felt a distinct shortage of hyperactivity, given the presence of a certain someone in our party. Don Quixote? Oh! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! The eye of a second kindred, of House Tepes. What is it doing here? At the mention of the word kindred, I could not but follow Don Quixote's gaze. There is a House Tepes. Oh, wowzers. Dracula is canon, yep. Oh my god. Opposite the whale was another kind of exhibit. It contained items leaning on the more gruesome side of things. Is it this on the wall here? Starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention. And body parts like hands and bones that looked as though they had been stripped from the human body. It's a gallery of the School of Fauvism. Probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro's atelier and an auction house.
Alan, we will be making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate lockdown sequence.
Before Hohenheim could even finish his urgent transmission, numerous footsteps closing from somewhere nearby. God damn it! Ah, they are all furries. Oh, man. Turning toward the sound of shoes clacking on the floor, we found strange figures wearing animal masks staring directly at us.
That presence. It's kind of like Papa's. No way. That's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here.
It's not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution here. This door is connected to the House of Spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuit. We must stall them until Alan is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence.
As tension thickened, one of the strangers who wore a particular bone mask stepped forward. The voice that spoke to us carried equal part curiosity and delight. Alright, who is this gonna be, Merceau or Rojas? You came through that door, the house's fall wasn't just a baseless rumor. God damn it, I want to see what you look like! A stray little spiderling, fallen from a parent's web. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Oh, it's this one. I'd say. Right. It makes sense that you would fail to recognize me. Oh, wait, no, this is the maestro? Okay. Ah, it is a woman, though? Okay. It makes sense that you would fail to recognize me. I used to wear a different mask back when I used to visit as your tutor, didn't I? A wolf, if memory serves right. Yes, that must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensation of tearing into the raw, still thrashing flesh of living prey. And the predator's ferocious yet cavernously resonant howling. Okay, so old. Okay, thanks. Rings a bell.
You're that maestro whose whole lesson was a 3-hour sermon, praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit, was it? That's right. Me, Emily Benoit. And they say you can't hatch a phoenix from a chicken's egg. Doesn't always apply, I see. Looks like that mind of yours is still sly as a raven, unlike your nurse fathers. Don't presume. I only remember you because the tactility of hides and guts made for a passable AW. At first glance, it looked like Ryoshi was casually taking a trip down memory lane with the maestro. But I had a feeling she was in fact dragging this out on purpose to buy us time. That lockdown sequence thing. How much longer till it's ready? Young and I'm the lockdown sequence! Don Quixote, who had been shooting the ring members in an incensed glare sparked by the discovery of a kindred's eye, swiftly relayed my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her earlier shenanigans.
I'm afraid the progress and speed of the lockdown sequence lies in Alan's hands, not mine. It is by its nature a time-consuming work. We cannot express haste. Perhaps that doesn't make this a suitable juncture to trial Plan A.
Plan A? Any suggestions that involve Don Quixote removing her shoes will not be dignified with a serious discussion. Yeah, we don't have Virgilius here to calm her back down. Instead, maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do with Don Quixote's shoes, because he opened his mouth as though he was about to retort to Faust's categorical rejection. But the moment he followed Faust's eyes and saw what she was looking at, he quietly shut his mouth and said nothing further.
Faith and potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, this seems more like grasping at straws.
Oh shit! At the end of their gaze was Ryoshi's blade, Arashiki. You're seriously gonna make her do that? Yeah, I was thinking that, Hoshi, but they described it that way after she said it. I was thinking I would have if I had known that beforehand. That sometimes happens because they usually describe things in the story after they're said. So sometimes things just come out wrong because of that. It can't be helped. At the end of their gaze was Ryoshi's blade, Arashiki. I was gonna use it anyway. I've long wanted to see if a maestro's death is any different. Telling him that we're just leaving won't work, will it? Oh, so that one's a guy. Okay. No, it won't. Every individual present here would be quite the fascinating specimen to the artists of the ring. We are practically a windfall of inspiration and material that has so conveniently been delivered to them. Is it improbable that they will allow us... It is improbable that they will allow us to return unharmed. Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses, and Ryoshi is the wielder of Arashiki. Don Quixote is a kindred of a higher generation, and I happen to house a golden bow in my head. I had no idea how much information the ring has on us. But even if they knew nothing, they wouldn't let us go easily. Are you sure about this, Ryoshu? Yeah, I don't want to lose more memory. Oh, God. Doesn't matter if I'm SAT or not, clock. Think of that woman as lay hung. And as you did in HC's mansion.
Oh, she's at that level. Oh wait, no, it is a girl. Okay.
I'll take care of the rest.
Right. That's probably your best shot. What Ryoshi meant was quite clear. Resonate with the golden bow, secure an advantage to fight on equal footing, and then catch them off guard by slowing down the flow of time. A cut from the Arayashiki, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, might at least stall the maestro long enough to give us the time to get away.
This floor of the exhibit only houses submissions from students and docents. But if you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show the promise of excellence. And above all is the gallery of the School of Fauvism. And mine, the gallery of Emily Benoit. Which is why I would have preferred to take you without an unnecessary fight if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here. A masterless one at that. Acquiring the Arayashiki makes it worth the cost. If you want a taste.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Confusion flickered across Ryoshi's face as she tried to unsheath her blade. What's the matter?
How? The lockouts the spiders used to bind the Arayashiki no longer exists. So why? Why can't I draw the blade? Now that's unexpected. So the rumors of you mastering that relic, were they false?
The maestro only gave a loose swing of her arm, but it was enough to make Ryoshi recoil. A shadow of surprise crossed her face. The wound looked nothing more than a light gash, but the maestro's contemplative gaze shifted between the blood on Ryoshi's arm and her own, as though the attack had been an experiment to prove a hypothesis. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking.
Shh. Notice, did you? I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was the House of Spiders a success or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is?
I think Aldous might get her ID. I don't know why.
What are you on about now? Ask any student, and they'll get the same predictable answers. The deadly venom, the sleek scales. Why, it's lamentably disappointing.
The maestro advanced toward us with assured certainty. And seized a beige thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. As something that resembled a thread, yet felt much more disturbing.
I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine. The flexibility of the spine linked like a chain, and the jaw bound not by bone, but by ligaments that allow the animal to swallow its prey whole. Perhaps I should have said I admire their structural refinement.
The thrice coiled ring on her finger gave off a cold glint, and the walls and the ceiling suddenly began to echo with the sizzling squelch and the crack of flesh and the bones assembling. What the hell is that?
Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim its delivery of promising material with a single bite than a work of art fashioned from a snake?
The maestro plunged her arm into the long serpentine body of a monster. Her sheer presence radiated a pressure as oppressive as that of the Nurse Fathers, only more primal and untempered.
Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider.
Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready?
1 minute to go. Step aside.
The attack from the ego gear Hohenheim hastily brandished didn't even last a moment. The weapon was knocked from his hand. Damn, and this is Charge Hohenheim, who seems fucking stronger. Somehow. As I scrambled to equip the sinners with their identity, something abruptly stopped the beast like appendage midway through its hurling motion. And though it intercepted the blow... Huh! Shit! Hey! Oh, cool! Wow, look at that. Oh my god, it's like a big-ass jaw. Kira! It was Kira, struggling to push back against the serpentine arm, where there's still sealed blades. Kira? Did she suddenly have a change of heart I wasn't aware of? Shit. This wasn't the plan at all. Obviously not. She couldn't have changed her mind that quickly. Because the look on her face couldn't be anything other than that of utter regret.
The middle. For someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member, you've been quite the quantity of tattoos upon yourself. You must be the new kit Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way?
Fucked if I know. I'm already regretting it, we're all right.
Her body just moved on its own. She is a shonen protagonist deep down. Oh my god.
Damn it. You're definitely gonna ditch me here. Why did I even...
Done! Come on, show her power friendship is real.
Huh. Must be instinct taking over.
Couldn't fully shake off the opponent's killing intent.
So the body chose to clash head on.
So the behavioral facet of the psyche can be controlled with suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful to be sure.
Shoot it, mister! Quit yapping and let me use my blades!
Oh, she got her chains back.
Authorized and ready. Lifting locks now.
Kira's thermal weapons emerged from their sheaths with a metallic clang. She used the recoil of motion to skid back and assume a defensive stance. Naturally, that broke Benoit's arm for the deadlock as well. The maestro lashed out again with that monstrous limb, but... Huh?
Tis a foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel! Behold, for I shall allow the glimpse of the badass form that only the most renowned of victors have displayed throughout the ages!
Yes, I knew it! Seeing an opening, Don Quixote slammed into the arm with her full might, knocking it off its trajectory. Predictably, however, the sheer force of the Maestro's attack instantly reduced her to a red sludge of flesh and bone. Oh no! Sending her remains crashing into the door.
Ready to initiate lockdown sequence. I'll seal the door immediately upon your exit. Everyone to the door. Faust, retrieve the organic remnants of Cinder number 3.
As Faust made her exit, which was once Don Quixote, students of the ring surrounded Kira, barring her way out. Oh shit. A hollow chuckle slipped out of her lips.
Called it for real. That's exactly why I didn't want to get involved.
Taking Kira back with us would mean having a sizable force of the ring trail right behind her through the door. Kira too seemed to realize the risk that no one in their right mind would want to take. She lowered her head in defeat, as though she knew full well the fate that awaited her.
I'm such a dumbass. What was he thinking diving in like that?
You, don't just stand there. Get over here now.
Huh? But these guys are gonna come flooding in if I... You, TTM, wanna get cleaved in half again? You pin this on me later, you're gonna pay.
Blocking. Oh my god! Yay! Teamwork! Blocking the maestro's arm by hair as it came down on her again. Kira hurled herself towards the door with every bit of strength she could muster. More than a few students rushed in through the doorway, chasing after the sinner who had gone in ahead, but...
Lockdown sequence complete. All backdoor links have been cut.
Alright, so a few scattered remnants managed to get through. But not the maestro. At least. Fortunately, Alan managed to sever the connection between the two back doors before the maestro could cross over. Bulkhead. Think you can still use your arms?
I'm fine.
So she says. Kira would be a strong enough addition to fight for us, but the ring members that have managed to cross formed a rather sizable force. Fighting them off with just as soon as I have at my side would not be the best course of action. In that case... Guys, I assume you're all available right now? As soon as I called out to the sinners, their voices came through Hohenheim's radio one after another. Huh? I guess so?
Ready for your order, Executive Manager. Aye, Aldous, and prepare to answer your call whenever and wherever.
Oh, Jonty's gonna use the fucking Malkuth again to call everyone together. I'm guessing that the full completed Malkuth is gonna literally teleport them there. Like, fully teleport them there.
I'm prepared to answer your call whenever and wherever.
Huh? Hang on, I just need to finish this bite. Everyone to me! No more sinners getting separated now. Yeah, that's really cool.
너희 보조 사서들은 나와 다를 바 없을 거야. 그 사람의 계획에 한껏 이용당하고 결국 버려진 신세잖아. 나는 살고 싶어. 너희도 마찬가지일 테고. 그러니 협력해줬으면 단 하나의 책을 찾을 수 있도록.
Oh wait, do we have Kira as an ally? Let's see if she changed.
새삼스럽지만 그게 괜찮아.
Oh, we do? Yeah, I see her. She's right there.
요리슈쿠. 엄마가 만반잘구는 싫다고 해서 내가 만들어준 인사말이야.
LCE question mark. Oh wow, the music. Yeah, Blurn. Yep. I think, let's see if there's any flavor text.
She's like badass ass kicking. Tell me some more about disembowelling, crushing dervish. Violent freaking slam! I choose. I'll get you back for this.
So, let's see. Do they have lore? Oh, here we go. The first step is always but a single animal. And with every quest for art and ferity, another beast is layered on top of the previous specimen. I see. Well, that's all we get for that. Do the owl guys have any other ones? Yeah, they do. There are beasts that fall in and out of vogue with the school of fascism, yes. Not Falvism, God. Yes, but they have... A true artist must take fierce pride in that single animal as the underdrawing which best represents their unique self. Despite the wisdom, however, there are some who flirt from beast to beast as though the self is nothing more than a costume to be worn and discarded.
공포에 사로잡혀 바닥을 기는 모습은 어디서나 별반 차이가 없네.
Their unique debuff has lore as well? Oh my god. Mauled color. If the middle uses their tattoos for self-augmentation, does that make the rings tattoos more brands that, when forcibly applied, weaken their enemies? Interesting. So it's the opposite of a middle tattoo.
약점은 명백했고 평면적이다.
이렇게 간단하면 김새는데 추리하는 맛이 안 나잖아.
Ring Lou, gonna ring Lou, gonna ring Lou.
이 기사라면 이번 대련도 무난히 승리하실 수 있을 겁니다, 아가씨.
Yay, Kira, let's go.
바이올렛 브레이크 슬랩.
Oh, she says the attacks. That is so cool.
여기까지 와서 망설일 생각은 하지 않았으면 좋겠어.
Oh, look at everyone's powered up.
죽이고 싶지 않았다면
Everybody's
너희도
powered up.
새끼라도 처음부터 거래를 하지 말았어야지.
Mauled color rouge. Some say that the ring's paint is made from the same base material as augmentation tattoos. They're both non-indelible pigments that take considerable effort to erase, let alone bleach. Ah, look at everyone's now. They're so fucked. Let's go.
이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아. 징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 친구 생각하는 게 좋겠지?
이제 체인스에서 벗어났나? 보여드려야겠군요.
There we go.
무기를 만드는 건 내가 어버이보다 뛰어났지.
These are the last four. Oh yeah, let's rip and tear until it's done. Bye bye.
속을 벗어날 수 없다.
라샹.
ドクターのように優れた服ですね。
Closing time. One last drop of alcohol. Let's go. Look at that. Totally non-OP.
좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든. 저희 뼈를 크게 잡고 한번해서 나쁘지 않아요. 이제야 친해졌네요. 무타법을 이제야 좀
있는 힘껏
이해.
찔러놓고 으껴놨지만 저것들은
We
언젠가
are getting up
다시
type 5 for
재생하겠지.
IDs though.
내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼.
It's only the first door, and the impediments are already beyond expected levels.
I swear I thought that was it for me back there.
Events of this nature won't be frequent. We were merely beset by ill luck.
If you just listened to me and picked another door, we wouldn't have gone cooked like that in the first place. Like, why even drag me into this if you weren't gonna trust me? Weirdos.
Yeah, real up type 5 is not going to be for a long time, I don't think. like for IDs. And they're gonna roll it out like, yeah, like modules in Arknights, like piece by piece.
We would have opened them all at the end of the day, SD.
SD? What's that? Super deformed?
Same difference.
Can we shorten it like that? Just say duh or something. Or spell it out and see what's anticipated.
That's WA.
What?
Good work, everyone. Wayfarer does have a team dedicated to this sort of task, but the mortality rate is quite high. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first tour of an expedition without any casualties are under 15%. This, by all measures, counts as a flawless expedition. Do-do-do.
Fourth match flame is the biggest disappointment of an ego ever. It never does any damage, ever. Tapping away at his device, Alan addresses with an amicable smile. He seemed totally different from the same man who had manhandled Kira with a fist to her face. Those Falvists won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked down, right? That cannot be asserted with certainty. Now, are you saying more might come?
The corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf clock.
Interesting. I didn't know that. So the ring has used the back doors the most.
And those Falvis beasts have endured as a long-standing faction within the ring.
If they've got that much history, they must know many back doors, both the origin and destination points.
Alan clarified what Ryoshi was hinting at.
Yes. Compared to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternate routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration.
No need to concern yourself over much. Even if that were the case, it is unlikely that they would move on the House of Spiders so soon.
I do, Gal. I really do.
Huh? You can always rush for a surprise attack, though.
Even that Falvist maestro seemed to lack clear intel on the event that took place at the House of Spiders. If so, it follows that they'll need time to assess and deliberate about the situation.
The situation?
The logical scope of their concerns will be identifying the organization that has secured the House of Spiders, the possibility of additional traps beyond the back doors, and the like.
Once all backdoor-related procedures tied to the House of Spiders are completed, the resulting security framework should be able to preempt and block any infiltration attempts.
This operation is more important than I thought. That aside, why couldn't I draw the blade? Is it the new scabbard's fault?
Ryoshi looked at the sheathed sword with an irritated frown. And that's when I felt a faint vibration. The blade was twitching ever so slightly.
Oh, Araya! That quivering was faint. 'Twas seen by all indeed. Damn, I saw it too. Is it possessed or something?
It actually is, I think. Looks like I wasn't the only one who saw the sword twitching as though it wasn't pleased at all with how Ryoshi was talking about the scabbard. Ah! She's still in there! Ryoshi's gaze lingered on the sword before slowly shifting towards the back doors. Could it be that seeing the scabbard brought back some memory of Araya? Yes! Ryoshi, do you... Is it an SS? A demon edge? An enchanted blade? Which is it? Dang it. It's probably neither of those. Nor does the sentient sword.
This presents a fine opportunity to conduct another examination of the sword. Excuse us for a moment, Team Leader Ellen. Please feel free to go ahead. The attack just now damaged some devices, so we're gonna have to perform some maintenance before continuing. There's plenty of other work for me to do while you're away, too.
Are we to return to the headquarters research facility then?
No, that won't be necessary. There is a facility here that should prove more than adequate.
That was a big node.
바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 3가지 작품을 뜻하죠. 비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의 신금을 울리지는 못하더라도 여전히 반지에 부끄럽지 않은 작품을 선보이고 있는 것 같네요.
Relics in the sign. Ah, now we're back to Sinclair. Oh yeah, I fully anticipated this might be a 3-streamer. Don't worry, because we have tomorrow and the day after. We can just go straight ahead. But we still got plenty of time today. I think we can at least get into the 5th node. Let's go. All right. Hohenheim brought us to what looked like a research lab, lined with cables, rows of screens, and diagrams full of complex symbols and shapes. I didn't know there was a place like this in the House of Spiders. This is the forward base constructed by Limbus Company following Operation Spiderpire. It did not exist prior to the house's fall. It is intended for additional backdoor investigation and research into irregular phenomena observed during the operation. Irregular phenomena? What happened to Sinclair and Gregor? An example. Research subjects such as a spatial analysis of the correlation between the emergence of Sinner 11 sign and the manifestation of possible future. Oh. Looking around, I spotted Sinclair and a group of researchers surrounding him. The same people who had dragged him off earlier. They were accompanied by a gaggle of sinners who had tagged along to either watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather after work. Hohenheim, how long will the examination take?
With Sinclair's biometric assessment concluded, the analyzer device should be available for the relic now. Which means that it should be finished in an hour from now at the latest.
The scabbard rattled again at the mention of an hour. Oh god. Time. I don't know why or how, but the way it swayed almost felt like a child trembling.
It's moving again. Come along, Ryoshu. I expect you'll want to witness the procedure.
Fine. Ryoshu and Hohenheim headed off to the side. The examination was probably going to start immediately. Time to get Sinclair then. Wait. I was making my way towards Sinclair, who was getting bombarded with questions, when an unexpected figure behind a pillar caught my eye. Hey, nice. Well, you guys, LCD, your intervallo is going to be next time. It was Vespa Crabra with a big piece of paper covered in crooked handwriting taped on his back. Snack thief? Ah, manager.
Kira and snacks. Mr. Stringbean ate up all of them.
Sorry, but I think there's been some misunderstanding.
Berg, kick his ass.
Oh. Not only is this matter not worth pointing fingers over, but Gregor also shares some of the responsibility for leaving them out on the table unattended. Still, I would prefer you exercise more care next time, or you'll put me in a tough spot. Understood. Kieran.
Kieran's super sulky mode engaged. Not talking property.
Deploying super pass bitter candy.
Beep beep. No disabled.
I'm not sure if this is an appropriate request, but may I remove the paper from my back now? It's a little inconvenient for me.
Kieran forgives this time. Next time, no mercy.
Best make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel again.
Virgilius looked on with an inscrutable expression as Kieran peeled the snack thief sign off Vespa's back. That's a Leviathan callback? Ah.
Make sure to remember this, so I don't have to think I'm burning through what little candy chance I have left on such trivial nonsense. Thank you.
Vespa gave a polite thanks, but he was already picking something off another plate and stuffing into his mouth. Oh, wait a minute! I was saving that for later!
I assumed you were being picky.
Well, now you know. Yet I still see you gobbling up my share. He took my snack too, Verge. Check his ass.
Rodion Romanovich.
Oh wow! Have we heard her last name before?
I am aware that half the total of the snack total budget allocated to each sinner is being funneled into your snacking expenses. And now you're raiding the LC supplies as well.
Chill. That's what's been agreed upon, okay? Besides, oh, jeez. That's that, and this is this.
Oh.
The lines on Virgilius's brow look deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out of this endless cycle of snack-related headaches, and to satisfy my own nagging curiosity, I drew near our god and broke his brooding silence with my TikToks. Oh, he used to know Roland? Oh wow, I did not know that. Did we learn anything about Sinclair's sign? Dante is inquiring about the outcome of the research on the sign.
I've heard from the researchers, but nothing of particular significance came out of it.
Observation of the sign has been so far limited to two individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to the limited accessibility to the phenomenon, the only viable information so far has been its existence. Researching that which cannot be observed is bound to be difficult. That's just the point. Aside from Sinclair, none of the sinners can actually see the sign. And the same would go for the researchers. Even Sonia said only a select few people could perceive it. If there were more individuals bearing signs, there would be a wider pool for a comparative analysis of statistical samples to narrow down the scope. Well, we know some of the other sinners have it, we just don't know who. However, records indicate no suitable references exist. At present, the research effort is limited to reducing variables, such as whether or not the irregular phenomena are tied to the location where the battle took place. By individuals bearing signs, you mean people like Damien and Sanson. Wait, then could those guys do what Sinclair did? Pull in some super-powered future self and just wreck everything? Even Sonia? Oh shit. Prelude to Sonia boss battle. Eh? Oh god, and whenever Ryoshi's real, whenever Rodion's real Kanto is. I should step in and put an end to the subject before Roger gets the blues. I don't think so. From what Ishmael and Faust reported back then. Right. Sinclair from the future said each sign carries a different power, I think. Maybe, those laser light rings Damien used to finish off promo, Sanson dragging us into his story. Those could be it. Oh, that's not true for Damien. That was just freaking... that was just Mang. Ishmael. That does seem plausible. So none of that is information we can confirm yet. Correct. As you have stated, any discussion of this subject would not venture beyond the realm of wild speculation. Nothing has been proven yet. Ergo, fear would be an unnecessary response at present.
This is at best grounded in supposition, but it would seem that the researchers are coaxing forth a hypothesis from the vestiges left in the wake of Sinclair's future self. Oh, that. A bit around about the sign maybe being some singularity or whatever, yeah? The precise position of the hypothesis was that the fundamental principles of the signs working may be equivalent to those of singularities or relics. But there's no actionable evidence was obtained from Sinclair. There is presently no means by which this hypothesis may be validated.
Hey, speaking of relics, God, I cannot say words today. Speaking of relics, we have Levitain, don't we? Can we look at that? Wait, what about? Oh yeah, Bamboo had a Kim. He's gonna be with LCD, right? He's gonna be with the detectives. We're gonna totally get an updated ID of him and also the other Blade Lineage girl, right? So to revive Blade Lineage team, and maybe fucking Blade Lineage Merceau Relic was fucking nerfed to oblivion. It doesn't even work like it used to anymore. God fucking damn it. God damn it. Yeah, we have Valencia's eye too. If we could salvage Valencia's eye from like the fucking from where, like, from all the gunk.
But there's no actionable evidence was obtained from Sinclair. There's presently no means by which this hypothesis may be validated.
I see. Then nothing came out of them dragging Sinclair off for that research.
Ah, you also thought I was being dragged off, but still let it happen anyway?
No, I mean...
I'm kidding. Just thought I'd try going along with the mood.
The old Sinclair wouldn't have even thought to joke around like that. He's really changed lately. For the better, I think. So, did anything happen that we should worry about? I stuck close to him just in case. Nothing serious came up. Just took some blood, a small skin sample, oh, and they were also checking if the sign reacts to electrical stimulation.
Yeah, and I had to fill out some questionnaires too. Things like, please describe what you remember from the battle exactly as it happened. Or list the sensations you felt when you regained consciousness. And your memories of that moment have yet to return. No. I don't know if they'll ever come back, actually. Faust said they only exist with my future self, so...
Okay, so yeah, he does not remember what happened.
Wait, but for my future self to even have those memories, shouldn't I carry them in the first place? Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? A paradox, it would seem. In such a case...
That Sinclair is what, merely one branch among many possible futures.
If the future unfurls into boundless branches by means of ceaseless bifurcation, then the body of information that constitutes a certain future would scatter into grains more fleeting than dust, too diminished to ever reverse their course and trace their path back to the self that now exists. Is that the theory suggested?
Not a certainty, but a plausible interpretation.
Here you go again, more of that nonsense only you lot understand. Oi, memory or not, that future guy still came out of him, didn't he? And some part of him's got to be left in there somewhere, yeah? Like muscle memory or whatever. Perhaps you can still pull off some of those tricks from back then.
Oh, are they going to talk about that he knows Shichun's technique? Oh my god! Oh, we're talking about it!
Tricks from back then? Heard you kicked off proper out there. Even pulled out that trick you picked up from that, plastered old Keith, right?
Not just that. He was using that Mang technique quite effortlessly, too.
What? That glowing ring thing?
Yup, the glowing ring thing. He had two of them coiled around his weapon.
I used the glowing ring thing? I get to be badass? And I don't even remember? This is the first time I'm hearing anything about it.
Alright, so what exactly is that glowing ring thing? Anyone?
Can someone explain the Shin and Mang thing to me? Maybe some technique that enhances physical capability?
Oh, I know this one. Have you ever read One Piece? It's clearly based off of hockey.
I mean, I guess that flashy aura that makes you real tough's one part of it. But there's got to be more, right?
Dunno. Could be a secret finger thing they passed down to their members. Technique, gear, something like that. Look at it. That Black County leader, that lay-hung prick. And the nurse fathers we fought. They're a lot of them's finger, aren't they?
The notion seems to unravel. For even among the LCD, there were those who came to wield it.
And Vigilius, too.
So what, only the proper odd bastards can use it? Some posh top-end trick, is it?
That's exactly right. Without anyone in particular prompting it, the sinner slowly turned the gaze toward Vigilius and Vespa.
I only learned to wield it from my team leader, too. I have a sensory understanding of shit, but I can claim nothing too profound. However, what I can spare are some rumors, though they are all without proper sources.
Rumors?
They circulated among elite fixers and association leadership that there exists a power called Shin, capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep costs.
A rumor among fixers says so?
Yes, even the technique to manifest it, and how-to tips, really, spread through hearsay.
Oh yeah, that tracks. The super rookie column in the latest mag bonus vid? I was really popping off with it. Straight up horrifying with a shiny mag wrapped around the weapon. Huh? It must be that my eyes are yet to be perfect just seeing such a marvel in a video. Wait, you serious? It's in the latest issue! Look around the videotape in the back. Maybe you missed it? Videotape? Huh? Alas, for many a week I've been stranded from Mephi, reaving me of a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Oh, it's me. When I return, I shall feast through the night upon those noble exploits of adventuring fixers.
We are never leaving Hong Yuan, Don Quixote, don't you know? We're never leaving. As Don Quixote dramatically spiraled into a state of utter dejection, Alice cut into the conversation, her gaze narrowing with suspicion. From what I recall, the mantle of Shin grants its users a high degree of physical enhancement. There is no such thing as reinforcement without supplies. No power of that magnitude comes without an equivalent cost to wield it.
That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent like prosthesis and augmentation. And depending on how it is used, the consequence it demands can reach levels comparable to the ego you use.
You mean to say that it exacts a toll upon the mind?
I can walk you through the fundamentals if you'd like.
From what I observed, it appeared to be a technique reserved for those of considerable strength. At our current level, is it not unreasonable to assume we could make use of it? Yeah, we're getting there. I wonder if the base IDs are going to get upgraded with Shin and Mang. Huh. I wonder.
Regarding that, our team leader has been conducting intensive research. And according to her, physical strength itself has little bearing on one's ability to learn and wield Shin.
Yeah, Virgilius also has ego, though.
As the Yellow Harpoon says, it is in essence a power that can be learned by almost anyone, provided they know the proper method of training.
Oh yeah, that's right! The fucking lore drop in that interview. That, yeah, Heathcliff can randomly dimension hop and shit. That the Wild Hunt power is just something Heathcliff can do. Oh my god. I can't believe they just dropped that in an interview. That just, oh my god. Okay, I have to know right now, what does everyone think of the theory that Heathcliff is the lost son of the Purple Tear? What does everyone think of that theory? Because I think that would be a really cool connection.
It is an essence.
Oh yeah, we already with that. Vespa's brows visibly twitched in the moment Yellow Harpoon left Virgilius's lips. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a big fan of his own title. The Yellow Harpoon. Well, it fits, I think. He's got those yellow stripes on his clothes and he uses a harpoon too. Can he argue with that?
If I were to exaggerate, even Sina Yi Song's pre-contract self could manage to learn it.
Interesting. Because you're level 1. Because you were level 1. Yes. Thank you, Yellow Harpoon.
Yellow Harpoon?
Because you're yellow and you use a harpoon.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, I had to do it.
Why must this self of mine be chosen as the point of comparison?
Well, because you're the wimpiest one here.
Don't let it get to you.
Even so, it would be a mistake to assume it's a power anyone can grasp with ease. As long as you are bound by contract to sinners, your ability to wield it will be severely limited.
Interesting. Okay.
Unless you rely on particular identities or come up with upon an extraordinary circumstance.
All right, so they can only use it as the identities can use it.
Signed with that would have been useful.
Hey, then, what about me? Can I learn it too?
Kira, who had been fidgeting with her fingers, raised an arm and asked as if she couldn't hold the question back any longer. Ah! Come to think of it, the middle nurse father didn't use any Shinramong. Not like he fucking needed it. My god. I fought him in the fucking mirror dungeon. He's impossible. Although I should have used more stasis, but oh my god, his fucking counter is is a one-hit KO. Jesus Christ. God.
Papa never taught me how to use it. He always said I could get stronger without a stupid crutch like that.
It wasn't that he didn't teach you, he couldn't. He was a man who probably had never once reflected upon his own sins. A piece of trash like him would be incapable of even comprehending such a power in the first place.
Oh, she has mixed feelings now. Vespa's responses always came back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turned to the topic of the fingers. Kira must have noticed it too, or perhaps she simply couldn't find the right words to push back. Either way, she held her tongue, her expression settling into a blend of frustration and something that looked a little too close to sadness.
If you want to reduce it to a yes or no, then yes. You will be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. That is, assuming that the company decides to tolerate your continued existence.
I already said I get it.
As it stands, you're nothing more than a pending case of disposal. Closer to a threat than you are to an ally, strictly speaking. Don't get comfortable because the manager and sinners treat you with lenience. Says bottom line, and you will be the one who pays the price.
There was nothing in what Virgilio said that I could argue with. Kira had been a member of the House of Spiders. She murdered scores of LCE researchers, and left us with plenty of memories we'd rather not revisit. For now, we're just working together. Not contesting that decision doesn't mean we have no hard feelings towards her. Leaving Kira alone with her thoughts, the sinners slipped back into their own business. Snacks, idle chatter, and conversations about whatever had happened around LCE.
The examination is concluded. I suppose it won't be an issue to let you hear the results together.
And before we knew it, Hohenheim and Ryoshu returned. Renketsuen. Is this a longer node, do you think? It's not too long? Okay, good. Alright, let's do it then. This will be the last one for today.
Present the conclusion first. No, the notion of the sword being a sentient one is incorrect. The locus of the will is not the blade, but the scabbard. An ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. Yes, that would be the most appropriate description.
Shh. Not a sentient sword, huh? She was looking forward to it. Ryoshi's grumpy dismissal made the scabbard quiver almost as if it had taken offense. Somehow I felt like I could understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. It was a reunion of sorts, one that gave both a tinge of sadness and hope. Exactly. She's in there. If the scabbard has its own will, does that mean the owner of that will can be resurrected? It is too premature to deliberate on the matter. The state of existence under question is not one that may be defined as death at the moment.
I assume they asked whether it can be revived or brought back to life, so to speak. Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable, and that reconstitution of the original corporeal body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility, the probability approaches zero given the limits of today's technology and conditions. We researchers are inclined to entertain even infinitesimal chances, but in the terminology of the lay people like yourself, such a prospect would be labeled impossible, wouldn't it? There is no need to fixate on the possibilities of the present, Manager Dante. Such matters are reserved for us scientists to hold on to.
So yeah, they can't do anything right now. Right.
Well, we may have uncovered a thread. Something that could lead to restoring Cinerioshou's memories. Though again, that is merely a possibility. A far more practical avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, yes, further analysis on the scabbard itself would be necessary. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. He should still be in the ring nurse father's quarters. That'll be all.
Hohenheim cut himself off there, clamping his mouth shut, as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theories he constructed in our conversation. Alright then, before we go, anyone want to tag along? Munching on food, averting their gaze, the sinners were pretending they weren't interested at all. But going by the way their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they've been intently listening in on our conversation.
Where are we to go?
Ah, right, sorry. Forgot the rest of you weren't there with us earlier. Faust, Don Quixote, Ryoshu and I have been checking where each back door leads. Oh, and Kira too!
The prisoner of war, executive manager?
We talking about me? Yeah, I guess. I'm here with them too. Yeah.
Best remember to tread carefully. Should you cause even the slightest harm to the executive manager, you'll be held accountable without exception.
Yeah, sure, whatevs.
Kira needled Otis with a mocking pout, but however, oddly enough, she didn't feel particularly irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people, just to be safe. One of the doors we went into earlier led straight to the rings corridor. That was a close call. Otis and Heathcliff's hands shot up the moment I finished speaking.
I would very much like to accompany you, executive manager.
I knew I could rely on you, Otis.
Your recognition of my loyalty honors me, executive manager. I, Otis, understand better than anyone that you're concerned about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray. To have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command. This cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties without personally seeing to your safety.
I get it, Otis. You've made your point clear enough.
Not keen and I'll just keel over the moment you summon me. Feels a bit dodgy, that. Better I stick by your side and scrape it out myself.
You probably don't need me to come along then. I guess you need to summon the rest of us like you did earlier if shit hits the fan.
A research yet unfinished holds my efforts. I shall join you once it has found closure.
I
don't think I can be much help wherever you're going. I'll pass.
I will follow if that is your order, manager.
No, it's fine. Just get some rest. It'll probably be okay. I can always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I should go see Ellen again. Yeah, that is a short one. Alright, you guys. Science Saru will be next time. Oh wow, we're already 1/3 of the way through perfectly. Let's see. We got the back here. We're going back to the ring. It looks like a bunch of supplies here. All right. Well, by the way, next time will be tomorrow. We're just if it's gonna be a 3-streamer, it's gonna be today, tomorrow, and the day after. Just like zooming right through. All right. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. And until then, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.
소리가 들려올 테니까